Welcome, friends. This is Under the Arc Sports. I'm Eric, and today we're going to take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals' hot streak and their surge into the second wildcard spot. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, and give us some video likes. So the Cardinals all of a sudden have just surged into the second wildcard spot, and it's just a dramatic shift in the playoff picture for the National League. Taking a look at the standings here, the St. Louis Cardinals in that second wildcard spot, they're not getting to the first one. It's over. Whoever does not win the National League West will be the first wild card and host the one-game playoff. We know that. The NL West, very tight. I believe it's one game right now, so we'll see how that shakes out between the Dodgers and Giants. And for that second spot, though, in my mind, it's down to the Cardinals, the Reds, and I'd say just the Phillies. The Padres are tied with the Phillies, but to me, they look like a defeated team that is just falling apart. So I guess we'll include them, but I don't think they're much of a threat anymore. I really don't. After that, you're looking at the Mets, who are 7 games back with a magic number to be eliminated of 7. So I think it's fair to say that they're pretty much out of it. Now let's look at this streak. This started, the Cardinals won 8 straight, all right? But ahead of that, they've won 10 out of 11. And this goes back to the second 2 games of the series against the Dodgers. The Cardinals lost the first 2 and just looked like they were an inferior team. And at that point, the concern was, oh my gosh, is this team going to finish under 500? Well, they fought back, won the final 2 games of that series. And then they lost the Friday game against the Reds, but fought back and won the last 2 to win that series, and that kickstarted this streak. They then went to New York and a couple of dominating wins and one just momentum win. I'd say the extra innings game, I believe, was the second game of that series, where just crushing for the Mets and just a boost for the Cardinals. And then after that, coming home for this past weekend, it's kind of a similar situation. A couple of games where the Cardinals were in control the entire way, and then the Saturday night game that was just devastating for the Padres and just another huge boost for the Cardinals. For the Padres, on the broadcast on Sunday, Danny Mac and Rick Horton were saying that in discussions with people around the Padres organization, the thought was that that was the worst loss for the Padres all season, and that's believable. And part of the reason I think that they're done, regardless of the fact that they're only 3.5 back. Here we are. Looking at this streak, everyone has really stepped it up. You look at the pitching. Waino's gone nuts over the past month, 6 weeks, and everyone else has also stepped it up. Waino's getting the attention, and deservedly so. But everybody else has been at least decent. And that's incredible. Particularly when you're looking at, reclamation projects, John Lester and J.A. Happ, that's just astonishing to me that they're both, I would say, working out at least as good as you could have hoped for. And then also the bullpen. It was a dumpster fire in my mind, and now it's mediocre. It's been okay, which that's an improvement. That's really all you can say. Move to have Giovanni Gallegos as kind of the primary closer. I think that's a smart move because I still think Reyes is just flamed out for the year with overuse. But it's working out right now, at least better. And then the offense. Man, during the earlier parts of the season, like June, we were doing videos talking about the Cardinals being so terrible because nobody was hitting as high as 260. And that was the truth. Nobody in the lineup had an average above 260. Taking a look at what's going on now. Paul Goldschmidt, right at 290. Tyler O'Neill, just a couple points below 290. I believe 288. Could be wrong on that. But the two of them have emerged. And I think Goldie, you're kind of getting more what you expected. Tyler O'Neill is what you hoped for. You were waiting for this to happen. And I think we're starting to see what everyone thought and knew he was capable of. So that's huge. Dylan Carlson's come up big every now and again. Tommy Edman is steady. I'd still love to see the batting average a little bit higher, but 267 is not awful. And let's consider that Nolan Arenado, he's got 32 homers, 99 RBIs. He's still batting 255. Imagine if he was batting 275. That still would be a lot worse than his past 3-4 seasons. And, power numbers, you might think, Coors Field. I wouldn't think batting average numbers would be that influenced by anything, especially when power numbers don't appear to be influenced at all. But I don't know. Maybe it's just a weird quirk. I don't know. That's really as simple as it's as simple as that. Every aspect of the Cardinals has gotten better in the last 2 weeks. Looking ahead, the Cardinals have 14 games left, 7 against the Brewers and 7 against the Cubs. They've got 4 at Milwaukee, 4 at Chicago. That's one of those days will be a doubleheader. And then they've got 3 at home with the Brewers, and they close out with 3 against the Cubs. Just incredible way to end the season for the Cardinals. And yeah, it's all out in front of them. Go play your rivals. Go beat your rivals. And that's really all there is to it. It's kind of perfectly laid out. It's not going to be easy. Make no mistake. With every game being magnified when we're into a 14-game stretch for the Cardinals, and a lot of other teams only have 12 left. Remember the Cardinals have the one doubleheader, and they've only got, I believe, one more off day the rest of the season. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure about that. So knowing this, every game being magnified, matchups become important. And yes, it's unfortunate for Cardinal fans to look and see the Cardinals heading to the division-leading Brewers while the Reds host last-place Pittsburgh. That's not fun to see. But, you know what? That's just the way the schedule works out. The Cubs, yes, Wrigley is always just kind of a weird place, hard place for the Cardinals to play. But the Cubs are just awful since they traded their entire team away. So, maybe they'll be motivated to try and knock the Cardinals out, but maybe they'll just be ready for the season to be over. We'll see. But yeah, that is my thoughts on the Cardinals situation. I don't know. What do you think? Are you going to keep this up? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for checking out this video. Hope to see you next time.